On this episode of the Wise Counsel Project, we conclude our interview with Troy Vincent, former NFL player and current Executive Vice President for NFL football operations. Join us as Troy provides wise counsel to men and women of faith. Ran across an interview you did around the year 2000. It profiled you and Brian Dawkins, another player that was in the Eagles secondary. And it talked about a spiritual awakening in a sense that you and Brian had when you heard Dr. Miles Monroe speak at an event in the Bahamas. And this is what they quoted you as saying. We heard that word together. That seed was planted in our lives at the same time, and from there my life changed. Now the accountability came in, and we knew what we were called to do. Doc holds me accountable. I hold him accountable, not just as a football player. Football is very minute in the whole scheme of things, and we make sure we keep it that way. How important is it for men of faith to have other men holding them accountable?
Well, that goes back to wise counsel. That goes back to accountability. We say iron sharpen irons. Brian and I always text each other that. We remind ourselves about that all the time. Holding each other accountable, not just on the football field. As husbands, our wives are very close. We both have boys that play ball. It's so important that when Brian sees me going left, bring me back straight, and vice versa. So the accountability, that seeking wise counsel, we win together. We talk about raising godly communities together, godly men together. Very important for both of us. Identifying men with similar values, very difficult to do in this day and age. But when you find families, when you find friends, you find men or other women that are similar and that have similar values, it's easy to establish a relationship. And holding each other accountable, it's not difficult at all.
Now, you're here at All Pro Dads Live in Atlanta, one of the keynote speakers. Why All Pro Dad? Why is it important to you to be here?
Man, to be a father, I'm just blessed. I'm just so happy to have the opportunity. Beautiful wife, 5 children that the Lord has allowed us to have, to bring forth. So anytime I have the opportunity, this is my passion. This is what I love to do, is developing and sharing with people. I'm still learning. I'm a lifetime learner, but the coaches in my life were so impactful in the way I think, the way my life has shaped up to be, from my youth coaches, my high school coach, Gundella, who's now deceased, my grandfather, Jefferson Vincent, Coach Alvarez at Wisconsin, Don Shula, Joe Gibbs, Andy Reid. That coach has been the most influential person in my life. Emmett Thomas, Mel Phillips. I've been Jerry Gray. I've had the opportunity and been truly blessed. Played 15 years, or had 15 years of playing experience, because I had great leaders, coaches, and men leading our rooms. Steve Spagnuolo, Leslie Frazier.
And I love one thing that you shared. You can paint a picture of your son or daughter's future, put them in the mirror beside you. That's wonderful. Wonderful
Absolutely.
advice.
The mirror doesn't lie.
Yeah.
We talk about on the football field, the third eye in the sky doesn't lie, that's the camera. Well, when you get in front of the mirror, it's you. When you put your son or daughter next to you, they're looking at what they can be, and you're looking at what you was.
One final question, Troy. When it's all said and done, what do you want your legacy to be?
That I was a fisherman of men. That I was fair but firm. That I was a good example for my children. That I was an excellent husband to my wife, and that I grew the kingdom. My time here on earth, I did what I was supposed to do.
Well, you're doing it.
Thank you.
Good and faithful servant.
Thank you.
Troy, thank you for your time and for being with us
you.
on the Wise
Thank
Counsel
you.
Project. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of the Wise Counsel Project. If you enjoyed it, please consider rating us on iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher Radio. And for more information about the Wise Counsel Project, visit us on the web, wisecounselproject.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Gary Martin Hayes. Thanks for listening, and God bless.